Good evening to all of you. My name is Sethuraman Panchanathan, and I promise that will be the most difficult thing that you will hear this evening. So that's why people call me Panch. I am the Chief Research and Innovation Officer at Arizona State University and the Executive Vice President. What I want to do, in keeping with the spirit of TEDx, is talk to you about a story of a student. So this student's name is David Haden. So one day, David walks into my office, and he says, Panch, I have a problem. My problem is that I'm visually impaired and legally blind. I'm a double major in math and computer science, and I'm in the freshman year, getting into the sophomore year. What I'm finding really hard is when I go to my math and computer science lectures specifically, when things go from step 1 to step 2 to step n, I don't have any access to that information on the board, even if I sit in the very first row in the class. And he said, can you help me? I said, David, how about this? Instead of me helping you, you have the innovative mindset. You have identified a problem, which is a challenge for you. You might want to come and work in my lab with other graduate students, undergraduate students like you, and even high school students. I said, who better understands the impediment that you face than you, David? So David took me up on that suggestion and joined my lab. And now he's in the sophomore year. So the first thing that he did was took a tablet PC, connected it through a USB interface to a pan-tilt zoom camera, off-the-shelf camera. And the lecture that was not accessible to him, he was now able to get the lecture piped in through the camera into his tablet PC. He was able to control the features of pan, tilt, and zoom. And he did something even more clever. He split his tablet PC into two halves, the screen. On the left half was this video of the lecture piping in. On the right half of the screen, he developed a notes interface. He then started linking the course notes to the video and the captured images, and he formed his fantastic lecture notes that his sighted counterparts at the end of the lecture would come and tell him, David, will you please share your course notes with us? You have much richer course notes than any one of us. Now, he perfected this. He took it to his class, all the classes, and subsequently gave it to other visually impaired students so they can give him suggestions in terms of improving this device and build this fantastic device. Now, if you look at a time for innovation, that time is now. You take any grand challenge that the society faces today: providing clean water, improving the health, providing energy sources, or even providing jobs for people, which is something that has become very much in the forefront these days. Whatever that might be, these challenges require us to see how we might bring out our innovative thinking to be able to solve these grand challenges. Therefore, higher education institutions have a responsibility to solve these challenges. And it turns out that many higher education institutions are taking up these challenges and increasingly solving them. As you know, in higher education institutions, we have faculty, students, staff, researchers, in partnership with people inside the university and outside the university, trying to address some of these grand challenges. So therefore, the responsibility of the higher education institutions ought to be to provide an environment that empowers people to exercise their creativity and their innovative spirit. That is the responsibility of higher education institutions. What do I mean? If you take faculty, for example, faculty are inherently innovators. They have the innovative spirit, which they express in so many ways every day of their faculty life. That's what gets them going. So how do you then provide an environment for faculty to then express this innovative spirit and be recognized, be rewarded, be invested in. These are things that higher education institutions need to do in order to bring out the creative element out of the faculty at scale. The other thing is when you want to solve grand challenges, let's pick water, for example. Water is not just a science problem or an engineering problem or a legal problem or an ethical problem or a cultural problem or a social problem or a behavioral problem or a business problem. It is all of the above and more. So which means that higher education institutions should inherently provide an environment that allows people to work in teams. This is something that's not often done. You need to break down barriers and silos. You need to invest in people working together, solving grand challenges. You need to recognize them. You need to reward them. All of these are very important things to do. And more importantly, if you want innovation proliferating the campus, what you need is not only celebrating success, which we all do very well, but celebrating failures too. Honoring failures, because if you want innovation, chances are that you will try, you will fail. And then you will try, you will fail. And then you will try and you will succeed, possibly. So generating an environment that allows people to fail and fail fast, which is what typically entrepreneurial environments provide, is something that universities increasingly need to do, higher education institutions. Same thing is true with students. Students have this inherent ability to be innovative, and they have this can-do spirit. Again, create an environment. They look to faculty as role models. How might you then provide them that ecosystem that allows them to express their creativity? Let's talk about David again. Go back to the story. One easy solution for David's problem would have been, David, there is a device out there, we can get it for you, one solution. Or David, there is a disability resource center on campus. If you go there, they will help you, give you a device or do something for the environment for you. Instead of doing that, which would have curbed David's innovative ability, in this situation, David was challenged to express his innovative ability. And that's what we need to do in higher education institutions. Provide the environment, challenge the students, so that they can express their innovativeness, and they look to faculty as role models. That's what we need to do more and more of if you want to create an innovative ecosystem in higher education institutions and to solve these global grand challenges. When David came to see me first, I asked him, David, what is it that you want to do with your life? He told me, Panch, I want to be like you, a faculty member who can inspire many students, with the only difference is that I, with perceivably an impediment, I'm able to do it, and that I can demonstrate that any student with any impediment can do whatever they wish to do and be successful. So where is David now? He's finishing his PhD at MIT. He submitted, when he was a student, this prototype that he built just 2 years into the program in the lab to the Microsoft Imagine Cup, which is a worldwide competition. There were 300,000 entries in this competition under 11 categories. One of them was a touch and tablet category. And David won the regional competition, the national competition, and the world competition. An undergraduate research student who apparently had an impediment that he wanted help with. And here is what happened when you unleash that potential. The next year, he challenged himself and went again to the software design category, challenged himself even more, won the national competition. So this is what we need to do for our students. So David now is not only finishing his PhD, but has spun out a company to manufacture this device so that it might help other students to be successful, and so they can take this and build more upon this to create an environment for success. So therefore, I challenge all of you today. Every one of you has got the innovative spirit within you. Exercise that innovative spirit within you. Take on a challenge, whatever the challenge might be, that you're passionate about. Solve the challenge and give your innovative spirit a chance. And that means that you need to demand innovation of yourself. Demand innovation. Thank you.